Okay, what's going on, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts, and welcome to my earnings stream that I do every week. And today we have GameStop reporting earnings, and we also have SURG pays. That's ticker symbol SURG. So we'll see what the reaction to the price is going to be when they release the earnings data, and we'll go over a few things. I think we got a little bit of time to kill, maybe a few minutes. Let me pull up GameStop here. We'll see what their EPS and revenue is. Duco's here with his eyeballs. Okay, so their GameStop is scheduled to release at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, so about 5 more minutes. The consensus for the EPS is 0.09, and the forecast revenue is 1.45 billion. And coming into this earnings, they were trading just below their anchored VWAP. Anchored VWAP's around probably 29-ish. And they closed the regular session today at $25.44. They're sitting here in after hours kind of flat. I'm going to zoom into the 1 minute. Okay, we're getting a little volatility here pre-earnings. Down 0.5% in after hours. But these are 1 minute candles, so they probably look a little more drastic than they actually are. SURG is still kind of sitting here. So GameStop's at 4:05 p.m. Eastern. And let's just check real quick for SURG, see when they report this SURG. There it is. Okay, they report at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. So first we got GameStop, and then it's going to be SURG. The consensus EPS for SURG is negative 0.27, and the forecast revenue is 7.99 million. All right, so they were trading below their anchored VWAP. This is a penny stock, by the way. I didn't really see anything else worth streaming outside of GameStop, so I picked SURG. But we'll see what happens. GameStop has a little bit of volatility here, but basically flat. Go back to 5 minute chart. Yeah, basically just kind of sitting here flat. Had some kind of big wicks going here, though. Let me go over to my other screen, and as soon as I got GameStop data, I'll let everyone know what the EPS and revenue is, and of course, any guidance. Got a few more minutes. Got about 2 more minutes left until GameStop data comes out. And let me see right here. I'm just looking at some of these comments on Twitter about GameStop. GameStop still has a big following, I guess. Let's see how we got a few more minutes here. Let's see how they reacted to the previous earnings real quick. Almost 4:05 p.m. Eastern. Got about 2 minutes. I'm just going to use tip breaks. Here it is here. Let's see if I can just let me minimize this. I got way too many screens open. So let me just type in GameStop, GME. Oops, GME. There we go. There it is. Okay, GameStop still flat. So had some pre-earnings movement on this 5 minute candle. Okay, here we go. It's doing something. Yeah, this is going crazy, y'all. So just be a little patient. We don't know what move is actually going to be the real move. Just scroll down here. They've had some wild earnings reactions in the past. June of last year, they had a 40% sell-off. The last earnings, they were up 7.5% the next day. So they are coming off of a positive reaction. Still kind of getting lots of flicker action here, so we don't really know which way this is going yet. Market's still trying to decide if they're going to give this thing a bid or are they going to sell it. Still undecided. All right, let me scroll back up. I can get rid of this. Okay, yeah, still kind of funky price action. Still waiting on data. Technical. Well, we've got about 5 more seconds, so it's officially 4:05 p.m. Eastern. That's when the data is supposed to come out. Okay, the data should be out now. Let's see if I got anything. Might have to give it like 30 seconds. Okay, looks like it is out. Okay, let me just kind of get a snapshot for everybody. Price still undecided. I mean, it looks bullish now a little bit. Let's see if it flickers a little more up and down. Okay. All right, let me move this over here. We can read some of this. Okay. So GameStop released financial results for the fourth quarter and fiscal year. The company's consolidated financial statements. Okay, we got all this. All right, so fourth quarter overview. Net sales were 1.28 billion. Thank you, Mad Maverick, for posting that for me. I just wanted to see again what their forecast was. Revenue 1.45 billion. So 1.45 billion. So their net sales were 1.28 billion for the fourth quarter compared to 1.79 billion in the prior year. So net sales were down. It is getting a positive reaction so far. Let's see if we can find out why. Selling, general, and administrative expenses, so the SGAs, were 282.5 million for the fourth quarter compared to 359 million. So expenses went down quite a bit. So that's a positive. Net income was 131.3 million for the fourth quarter compared to net income of 63.1 million for the prior year first quarter. So net income, they smashed that by more than double, basically. So compared to the same time last year, it was only 63.1 million net income. They just reported 131.3 million. So big beat on the net income line item, that's for sure. Cash equivalents and marketable securities were 4.77 billion at the close of the quarter. That's pretty good. Completed divestiture of Italy and the wind down of store operations in Germany. Okay. This is pretty good data as far as the net, the net income basically doubled and their expenses went way down. So it is positive. Full year overview, net sales were 3.82 billion for the fiscal year of 2024 compared to 5.27 billion for fiscal year 2023. So net sales, yeah, we already know net sales were down. And then the expenses for the year, 1.13 billion for last year, and it was 1.3 billion for 2023. So again, expenses down, net income drastically up. Net income for the 2024 fiscal year was 131 million, and in 23 it was only 6 million. So huge jump on net income. Also, I do want to note the company is not holding a conference call today. So I don't know when they're going to schedule the conference call with the CEO, but it's not going to be today. So as soon as I find out, I'll let everyone know. Okay, let's jump over to SURG real quick. SURG is getting a positive reaction. They're up 20% in after hours. They technically, according to earnings whispers, aren't supposed to report until 4:15 p.m. Eastern. It's 4:10. So it looks like this earnings got released a bit early, but that's up 27%. That closed the regular session at $1.38. It's sitting at $1.75 in after hours. It's looking like a grats to the Surge Pay bulls. I don't want to speak too soon. Like I say, technically the data's not supposed to be out yet, but it's looking like it is, right? Let me just double check here. Okay, and let me put some I'll put some EPS and revenue data on my screen. GameStop still catching a bid here, up 7%. It's up almost $2 a share in after hours. All right, I got some data from Unusual Whales regarding GameStop. GameStop approved an update to its investment policy They're going to add Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. That's why, that's probably one of the reasons why they're catching a little bit of a bid here. So they're going to add Bitcoin to their investment policy. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay. Got some data from Alpha Sense. Just more about the net income and the net sales. We already went over all that. Let me see. Got a bunch of people on Twitter going kind of wild here. So here we go. GameStop Q4 EPS came in at 0.29. Let me just post some of this data on the bottom of my screen on YouTube. I know there's a lot of people here for GameStop. So I'll put the EPS and the sales data here. There we go. Should be at the bottom of my screen now. So if anyone wants to read that might have missed it. All right, let's keep going. And that's amazing. GameStop has 4.7 billion in cash. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? They really turned things around, I have to say. And now they're adding Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. That is just interesting. I'm gonna have to look more into that. Yep, GameStop 131 million net income. That's good. Surge is surging. No pun intended. Surge is up 36%, folks. Wowzers. Look at this thing go. It's up 56 cents a share. You know, it's a penny stock, so we see some big moves on these sometimes, but the float was only 13 million. It's not going to take a lot of volume to push this. It's still kind of not even trading on a lot of volume. I mean, I guess the average 3 month over the last 3 months is 114,000 a day. It's almost up to 700,000. So yeah, the volume's like 7x what the average volume is, but just overall low volume stock. Let's go here. SURG did report forward guidance. They said they're going to make over 200 million in the next 12 months. It's pretty impressive for a stock trading and just closed the regular session at $1.38 today. So that's some good revenue guidance they just announced. Let me and that equates to massive growth. Let's see. Now, just to clarify, the fiscal year 2025 guidance for SURG, the estimate was only 95 million, and they just came out and said they're going to make 200 million this year. So they smashed forward guidance in a good way. You know, they beat the estimate pretty big time on that. That's why SURG is catching a bid. Basically, just increased forward guidance by more than double. So that's pretty positive. A couple notes from the executive vice president of SURG. My business style has always been hands-on and entrepreneurial with the focus on day-to-day operations. Let me go back just a little bit. So focus on day-to-day engagement and reacting quickly to market changes. Working within SURG pays will enable close coordination with our team's daily efforts and have a greater impact on our business results and drive continued growth. So he's like a very much hands-on vice president of the company, Mark Garner. And SURG Pay, the management, will host the conference call today at 5 p.m. Eastern. All right, so you got about 45 more minutes for that. They're sitting here up 66% in after hours, up almost $1 a share. They're trading at 236 right now, 233. So amazing gains in after hours by SURG. If anyone held strong on that stock, because I know it. You know, looking at the daily chart, it's gotten beat up pretty bad. This is the weekly chart here, so you can see like the past year, basically a whole year. and it's finally broke out because of this earnings. We'll go back to intraday. Yeah, there we go, 4-hour chart. So it's up in the 250s now on the daily chart. That means it's trading right here, kind of right where it spiked up before at the end of 2024. It's kind of testing the 250s right now. It had wicked up to 259 towards the end of last year, so it's testing that level now. If it can break through 259, this thing could go, y'all. Probably $3-4 maybe. Next area of interest would be around the 350. So look for that break. I think a good trade would maybe wait until it, 260-ish is the level of interest, but I'd feel a lot better if it a solid break and it was in the 270s. Could be a trade there into the $3 range for anyone. Not financial advice, but if you're trying to trade this in after hours, that's probably the move because it's already run quite a bit. So I'd like to see the 260s break. Like I said, get into the 270s. Could be a clean trade there to the threes. We'll see. Excuse me. Okay, GameStop kind of ran out of gas a little bit, but that's okay. Nonetheless, it's still green, up 5.5% in after hours, over $1 a share. Let's look at the tape here. Yeah, there's a pretty good sell side imbalance on the tape, so we'll see if the buyers can step up to the plate and balance that out. Got some orders around 27.50. It's basically where it got rejected here. So 27.50 key level. There's quite a bit of orders stacked on the order book on the ask right at 27.50. That's right where it just got rejected from. Now, will that order get pulled? Is that like a fake wall? We don't know, but the order is there as of right now, and it did reject from 27.50. So there's some sellers at 27.50 sitting up there waiting. On the downside, nice clean $1 range, 26.50. So that's basically S1 and R1. R1 resistance 1, 27.50. S1 support 1, 26.50. Until it breaks out of that $1 range, I probably wouldn't touch it. But if it loses 26.50, that's not going to be good. Could maybe short it. If it breaks above 27.50, there could be a scalp there to the upside. We'll see, but those are the two levels as far as level 2 goes. So, got positive reactions on both of these stocks. I think it's safe to say definitely congrats to the Surge Pay bulls. This thing is flying. It's up 70% in after hours, up over $1 a share. So that's impressive. They had really good earnings data. Again, they were only estimated to forecast $90 million for 2025, and they said no. We're looking at 200 million for this year, and investors is just really loving that. Okay, let me go back up here. So I got GameStop data listed on my screen. Let's see if I got anything I can copy and paste for Surge. Okay, got some people on Twitter making money on Surge right now. They were trading it in after hours. This thing ultimately hit 92% gain. It's still holding up too. Got a bunch of people day trading this right now. Just be careful. Let's see how much cash they had going into this earnings. They had a little bit. Cash and equivalents, 23 million. Go back to the chart. Trading at 250 in after hours, up over 80%. GameStop getting a little bit of momentum here. It's now trading at just above $27. It is up 6.8% in after hours. Go to 5-minute chart. Okay, Surge is still surging. Surge just made a new high in after hours. It just hit 272. So this is the 270s areas. We'd like it to maybe hold in the 270s. I think that there could be a trade there into $3, but this thing's got some juice. Got a bit of momentum on it. Okay, now let me look at something else. So Surge is also they're launching new products, they're expanding partnerships. Okay, earnings catalyst hit hard. It's a fintech plus wireless game. That's kind of a convenience store angle winning. Low float rocket with room to run if volume sticks. No kidding. Eyes on 3+ tomorrow momentum trade. Yeah, keep your eye on this. This thing could start trending. GameStop about to make a new after hours high here, folks. Look at that. It's gonna go up there and test it. $27.53 is the current after hours high. Let me go 3-minute chart on this. Okay, so there are buyers jumping into the picture here again on GameStop. Initial reaction positive, trade sideways a little bit. Now buyers are trying to push it back up again. So it's, I don't want to speak too soon, but it's looking like a grabs to the GameStop bulls and the Surge bulls for sure. I'm just looking for any info I might have missed, but that forward guidance on Surge is amazing. That estimate was only 95 million and they came in at 200 million. What a beat. Very impressive. Okay, let me go back here. Hold on one second. And then the big news with GameStop was they're going to be adding Bitcoin to their investment policy. That is pretty awesome, I guess, Okay. Yep. Everyone's just talking about how GameStop's going to be getting their involved with the Bitcoin. That's what everyone's talking about. And that net income line item, that was huge for them. Like I say, the prior year's fourth quarter, so Q4 of 2023, they only brought in $63 million. And then Q4 of last year, they brought in $131 million. That's a huge beat. And that's net income. So that's positive net income. We're not talking total revenue here, which, that take that with a grain of salt because it matters if they're making money or not, as far as profitability goes. But 131 million minus 63 million. So they beat by 68 million. As far as the comparison to Q4 2023. So 68 divided by 63. So yeah, their net income was up over 100%, 107, close to 108% from the same time last year, in 2023 to 2024. So good stuff. Impressive. This makes me happy. I like seeing two positive reactions. So I'm definitely a bull at heart. I mean, my name is the Swinging Bull, so. Okay, a little after 420. Now, one thing to keep in mind on GameStop that you should just keep in mind is their revenue was down 28% year over year. It's just something to keep note. But again, that's revenue. So even though their revenue was down, their net income was way up. So they really did some impressive things with managing the company to be able to make less revenue but pull in more net income. That's impressive to me. And of course the Bitcoin news on it. All right, and GameStop did beat the EPS by triple-digit numbers, so that was also another positive. All right, just looking for anything else I might have missed before I sign off here. And again, my name's The Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. If you're looking for a new home, feel free to check out the links in the description. You can join us for free and just see how you like. Okay, do go. You got to go. All right, cheers, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Good seeing you, too. But yeah, if you're looking for a new home, come check us out. You can join for free, see how you like it. Or if you just want to jump right in it and join premium, I'm all for that, too. If you do end up joining, just tag me in the chat. I'll come by and say hello. But yeah, I mainly do the more advanced options trading, lots of spreads. I do a lot of the wheel strategy and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, you're going to want to come see me. If all you do is day trade options, you're going to want to go see Coach Ethan. He basically day trades the opening move every day, trades for a couple hours in the morning, and then he's good to go for the rest of the day. If all you do is swing trade stock, or you like to swing trade stock in addition to other trading, you're going to want to go see Coach Mad Maverick. His name's Lee. His Discord name is Mad Maverick. Just tag him, and he'd be a great coach for you if you'd like swing trading stock. He's got a lot of great trades out there. So, but yeah, Swinging Bull with PB alerts. Doesn't look like we got any questions on YouTube or in the Discord. So I'll go ahead and sign out.